Welcome to my channel, Ernesto Explores. I'm here to share about the story of my USCIS interview to become a US citizen. Today is June the 3rd, 2021, and I just got through with my interview. My interview time was 11 a.m. I came from Greenville, Mississippi, which is about more than 3 hours from here in Memphis, Tennessee. I checked in a hotel, and it helped a whole lot. I actually arrived about 11:05. I was about 5 minutes late, but it's okay. When I entered the building at 80 Monroe Avenue, I walked to the elevator. I went all the way up to the 7th floor because that's where USCIS is. There's just, a very short line for some people or applicant waiting for their turn to get in. Before I went inside, I took a few pictures of what's in there, the sign, and then they have this big sign of USCIS with different languages of greetings like maligayang pagdating and all other languages. It's really cool. I hope you get to see that. Maybe there's one in your location too. So when I got inside, I was asked by the officer to come in. He asked me about COVID questions. He asked me if I was feeling any of those symptoms for COVID. He asked me if I was asked by a medical professional to quarantine myself for 14 days. He also asked me if I traveled internationally for the past 10 days. So all of those questions. Then when I answered him all satisfactory answers, so he allowed me entry. So an officer there asked me to put all my belongings in the bin, and including my bail, just like in the airport, including my shoes, my keys, emptying my pockets, and including my office bag, because I have an office bag containing all of my documents, supporting documents. When I already cleared the security, so I proceeded to talk to an officer behind the window. She took a picture of me and without the mask, but all of other times we were wearing masks. She asked me some questions verifying the accuracy of the information in the forms. I was asked to sit in one of those chairs because all of those chairs had tapes on them. Only one person can sit in one row because of social distancing. Then just about a couple of minutes, I was asked by an officer to enter and walk to the hallway, all the way to a room where my interview took place. Inside that room, of course, it has a table, it has a printer. She used that printer a whole lot. So we did this interview virtually. The officer who was beside me stepped out and went to another room so I could just communicate with her on an iPad or tablet on that table. And I saw that it's plugged, so it would not die. So she asked me first about English. She printed the paper remotely and asked me to take the paper and read it. The first question, there were also other questions underneath the first question, but she asked me to read the second question specifically. And I remember it was about what do I owe to the United States, something like that. So I was not really sure about that. I was thinking about taxes, but still not very certain about it. So she asked me to put the paper down, upside down, so I won't be able to see the question. And then she printed another piece of paper on the printer, and then I took that paper, and then she asked me to write my answer on that paper about the question. But to my surprise, she gave me the answer as well. So I think that's a test for your listening. So she told me, I will pay all the taxes yearly, something like that. So I was kind of right that it's all about the taxes. So after that, once I passed the English test, she said, okay, we're going to proceed to the civics test. On civics test, she's going to ask me 10 questions that I only need to get 6 questions correctly. She asked me, what group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? And the answer was Africans. Who is the president of our country? Joe Biden. Like, who is in charge of the executive branch? And I answered the president. Who did the United States fight in the World War II? That's kind of a little weird to me because she did not ask what are the 3 countries. That's not the question. She asked me, who did the United States fight in the World War II? So it sounds like that, it could be just one answer, but no, I know that there were three. So I answered her Japan, Germany, and Italy. However, I asked her that, can you please repeat the question? So I had no regrets doing that because it gave me more time. And if you need to ask her to repeat the question, she won't mind doing that. So those are 4 questions. I don't really remember the other 2 questions. I only remember 4 questions right now. And after I answered 6 questions correctly, now she said for me to answer her questions about the form. To my surprise, she did not ask me as to where did I travel to in the past 5 years, as what we are all seeing in YouTube. So she asked me instead, have you traveled internationally from the time that I filed for my citizenship, which was November 2020. And also on the form, when she asked me about my name, about my address, yes or no questions about bearing arms, if I committed a crime that I was not arrested for. So but then there were documents that she asked me to hold and show her on camera. So there's a camera there, and she asked me to show my green card, to show my answers about those English questions. And those yes or no questions were kind of quick, and it's a lot. So sometimes I take my time, and because I was really wanting to be sure of my answers, and I was just want to be really accurate. After all that, she asked me to sign some documents, to show those 2 on the camera as well. At the end of the interview, the officer gave me this naturalization interview results, which shows that I passed the English test, including the US history and government test. Also, there's a congratulations message showing that my application has been recommended for approval. And I saw the name of the officer as well. Actually she's Miss Drake. So she came to me and told me to come with her to another room, and she asked me to sign on the machine using a stylus pen. She asked me to walk with her to the exit door because I was done. And then you could also bring water inside as well. No food and drink. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening about my USCIS interview. What I did also about preparing for the test, I just listened on YouTube videos, and I kept on listening again and again while I was washing the dishes, or while I was even taking a bath or doing something else. If there's an opportunity for me to listen on those questions on YouTube, then, and before I even hear the answer on YouTube, I answer right away, because like what I said, it's not a multiple choice question. Those are questions that we have to speak our answers. Yeah, because those are questions with no choices. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. We have to be very prepared and not to wait for the last minute, because there will be a lot of unforeseen circumstances that could happen at the last minute. So maybe starting about a week before the interview, or even a week before the naturalization oath taking, we have to already gather all the things that we need so that we won't cram at the end, just like what I did. Okay guys, thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day. Congratulations to you in advance. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified and we stay connected. Thank you guys. Bye bye.